And down we go onto the mysterious planet of Sandustry. And looks like we've got some movement to start off. We can move WASD around. Looks like we can also float, but the most obvious of them all is these two little guns that we got here. So looks like we can dig with this yellow circle that's telling us where we can dig. So let's just dig out this little area like the game is telling us to do. And then we select the grabber. And if we take this sand, drop it in the water, we have wet sand. Like that wasn't expected at all. Then we can pick up this wet sand and shake it. Now I put this gold that we got in the cell box. And for the people who don't know, in this game, gold works differently. To have money, your gold has to be in the money box, or else it won't say you have the money. So let's just take more of this sand. We didn't get much gold there that time, but we'll just put more sand in. And we're also polluting the water with slag, so that's great too. Now you can see up top we have 25 gold in our little cell boxes here. I'm pretty sure that's 25 pixels because each gold is worth 1. But if we go to the tech tree, we can unlock Refining 1. And Refining 1 unlocks shakers that can separate gold and slag from wet sand. We can build diagonally to drop wet sand on it. Alright. So we take that, we can grab it, and then we can put it right here. And then I guess we can just build it up a bit. And we can actually go like that, so any slag that goes right here will just fall right down. So then let's test it out, just like this. And it looks like it's working good, because there's gold falling down. And we will need to keep the slag, because later on in the game we will be needing this slag to get even more money. The game says we need to build 5 shakers, so we'll just build 2 over there for no reason, and then we can delete them. Drop the wet sand on the shakers, and then once we get $50, we can research Logistics 1s, which will unlock conveyor belts and launchers. For now, we'll grab more sand and make it wet sand by wettening the sand. Throw more sand up here. And soon we should have enough to buy Logistics 1. And looks like we got 70 gold now, so let's get Logistics 1, unlock some vehicles and launchers. Next we got Guns 1, which could get us another mining type, which will just get us more sand. But for now, maybe it's worth building a bigger factory, because this isn't looking like a pretty good factory yet. But if we head over here, we have a giant pool of water, so why not build our factory right here? So we'll just put some base conveyors down here, but we probably won't use most of these. And then we'll probably do something like this, then maybe like this and that. And then like that, that, we'll place a conveyor there, and once I'm fully done building this, you'll understand more on what's going on here. So we've pretty much done most of this part, but what we're gonna do, we're just gonna build what we built over there, but just quite a lot bigger. And we'll make a little pit for the slag over here. And we'll probably actually put a place for the slag to go later on. Then, what these launchers do is they will grab the sand and they'll just pick it up and throw it all the way up here. And that's exactly what we want it to do. So that's what we'll have it do. And we'll kind of build like a little area here, like this, which will fling the sand, it'll hit that wall, and it'll fall down this, which will work perfectly. Or at least should work perfectly. But you never know when something could go wrong in this game. And we'll do that, and we'll build a second one so we can be even more efficient with our productions. And we basically just copied this and put it down right here. Or up right there. I don't even know what I'm saying. Then we'll build this. That looks a lot better. And we can put that there, and now we should have a fully functioning sand factory. So then what we can do is we can come back over here to all the sand and just shoot this sand a bit. And after we shoot the sand a bit, we throw the sand into water to wetten the sand to make wet sand by wettening the sand. And there we go, we got some wet sand by wettening the sand. Now I'll just fill this up quite a bit, but what we don't want to do is have our water kind of just flow out. Because if you haven't noticed yet, water is a limited resource in this game, as making wet sand takes up water. And we'll need to find more water eventually. We'll figure out ways to get that. And looks like it's working pretty well. We got slag coming down on the end. And yep, it's working great so far. And if any sand ends up right here, we'll probably just add something later, or it'll throw it up there, and then if it's sand, it'll drop it back down in. Which should just basically automate our factory even more. So we won't have to unclog it if it gets clogged. It'll be an auto unclogifier. And I'm pretty sure once we unlock the filter, we should be able to start doing things with separating sand and kind of automating it more. But for now, probably just need to unlock this. I'm pretty sure to refine slag, that might be another refining upgrade down here. Filters is here and tools is here. I don't know what tools is though. And looks like we got quite the slag buildup over here. And also, if you guys didn't realize, while I'm doing the float thing in the air, I can just move through the blocks, but if I'm not, I cannot move through the blocks. And we'll also build this up to prepare for the time when we'll make the sorter, or probably for the slag area, a place where you can put all the slag. So what we'll do, we'll fly down here a bit, take this, throw it up there, then take this and throw it right there. So now we have more space to store our slag, which is good, because we're going to need that space. But we still didn't get enough money, so I guess back down to mining we go. And also just put a conveyor right here that'll automatically throw down the sand into the pit. So we'll just place the sand up here, and since we're lazy, we won't have to move our mouse just a few pixels farther to just throw it in manually. And there we go, all the sand is falling down in, and we'll pick up the sand, and there we go. I'm pretty sure we might actually get filters first, because then we'll be able to automate the process of wetting the sand, so we can be even more lazier about that. And it's looking pretty good so far. We're getting lots of money, and I think we have enough now. Yep, we do. So we'll unlock guns 1, and now we got a new mining tool. It looks like filters are pretty cheap, so we'll actually just grab those as soon as possible. But there's all our sand up there. We'll buy filters. It looks like we can buy pipes soon, which might help us transport underground water back up to the surface, where we can use it to pollute the world even more with slag. Until we can turn slag into gold, at least, that is. And actually, I do have an idea to make it so we could sort some of these a little easier. And what we will do is we will go like that, and it looks like this. So what happens is, if anything else but wet sand gets up here, it'll just flow over here and it'll get stuck over in the output area, which will output slag and other stuff. So only wet sand will be able to get through. So we'll do the same thing up here. And just like that, it's a little more cramped up here, but that should work pretty well. We'll just place that there just to make sure the sand stays in. And anything that's not sand will just get thrown out. So the first thing we'll do is allow sand through these filters. And what that'll do is if any sand managed to get through, and yeah, if any sand managed to get through, it'll get thrown back into the water and become wet sand again. So then we take this and we should be left with a few other possible things that we could have. But one more thing to make sure is we're going to block sand from getting through right here. And if you didn't know, you can place filters like this and it'll also go through like that. And we can also use the block thing on filters, so anything, the selected thing will be blocked from going through. And then everything else will continue on up here. And I've actually decided to move this a bit higher up because this is where we'll do some kind of storage area things. So the first thing we'll be storing is spore. Spore is a thing we'll be mining. We'll probably encounter it quite a bit. So we'll just put a little store thing for this if it manages to get through. The next thing is wet spore, which is more likely to happen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. Storage area for wet spore. And then we also have some red sand. This is not very common, but it's still good to put it in here. And then lastly, we have cinder. It's also not very common, but it's still good to put it in here for when we will encounter it. And we should have a good storage area. And then for the last one out of all of them, it will be... Well, first of all, let's add some blocking. So first we'll do spore. There we go. Next we have wet spore. There we go. Red sand. Lastly, cinder. And that's all of them done. We'll place the roof over. And then this is probably where we will store the rest of our slag. So what we'll do here is we'll kind of put this right there. And we'll put that right there. And a lot of this game is factory building, if you haven't really noticed yet. But then all of this slag will fall down to right here. So what we'll have to do is we'll take a flamethrower, burn the slag, and you'll see why we need to do that later. Or actually, I'll just reveal it right now. We need burnt slag to make the money from the slag. And this is the point where burnt slag will be used. So yeah. And our factory is looking pretty good so far. But another thing we'll do is we'll say something like allow only snow, something that'll never end up underwater really because snow just freezes water. And then what we'll do is we'll place this there. So items will just float atop of it. Just like that, and then we'll kind of just make a barrier with it. But there we go. It should be all working now. We'll just do that to make it look nice and even. And yep, there we go. Should be all even now. And we plan to just place a wall right here. Just so no sand gets in this area over here because we would not want that. And boom, we have a full water pit that we can use now. So let's use our water pit that we can use. Let's fully test out. We'll take a piece of sand, throw it up here, and let's watch this sand go through the sand factory. We'll speed it up a bit, throw it in the water. Throw it up here. Maybe throw some down there. And it goes up. and it goes through, we should actually probably block wet sand from going through right here and right here, just to really make sure wet sand doesn't get into this system, because then that's where it would probably get real bad. And we'll probably make this a bit longer. So more like that, just so we have a lot of space. It looks like we have some pieces of sand getting stuck right here. Or you can see right there, they're getting stuck. So we'll just do this, which should get all the sand up. And to make sure that doesn't happen here too, we'll do that here. And it's looking good so far. So now all we have to do is mine a whole bunch of sand. And that's exactly what we're going to do with our new gun that we just unlocked. We'll kind of just enclose this area a bit. There we go, just like that. So we'll just take this wet sand that's been made down here, and we'll throw it up, and it should just go through the system perfectly. And there we go, looking pretty good. Now it looks like our next tools upgrade is the flamethrower. And this is, yep, kinetic slag press to get even more gold through that. But we're going to need a lot of sand for that. So let's get digging. And now this is the part where our little lazy conveyor system here comes in handy, because it's pretty long to just reach from right here to all the way over there. So we can just go like this. It's a lot faster. So here we go. Put all this sand up here. And I think that's fluxite down here. Yep, it says fluxite. And our objective is to find fluxite, one of our objectives, but I'm pretty sure we'll find more of it elsewhere. And one of the first things we'll probably do is something like this to sort out our system a bit more, because currently it is kind of clogged up. I was right when I said that these clog up pretty easily, and it'll eventually reach its goal. Or we could kind of just help it here by doing this, which will help it, because that's helping it. We'll also grab the flamethrower tool and just flame through all this, because we're gonna burn it. And that was pretty chaotic, but now we got a flamethrower. We're down $250, and we have burnt slag. Isn't that cool? And I do know one thing we can do with the flamethrower though, and that is melting ice and vaporizing water. Because that's what we're going to do. See this ice right here? We're gonna vaporize it. By ice. Vaporize that too. And down we go. It's a little bit more water, not too much though. Still not a significant amount. But that is a lot of water. So I see why we would want to be down here. And we can also get through this area right here. So we'll explore down here, and it looks like we got our first big patch of fluxite. So let's mine through this. We got quite a bit here. Quite a bit of fluxite. And if we can just reach every last piece, and I think we got all of it. So if we press U, we can go to upgrades, and we can't do much. But with our grabber, we can upgrade our grabber to be able to grab water with our grabber, so we can grab more water. Isn't that great? Above ground only though. I don't know what's classified as above ground, but yeah. We can upgrade that. And we can't really upgrade anything in there, so we might as well grab hydro sponge for a grabber. Can we grab this water? Nope. But we'll head back up for now so we can check on our factory. And yep, looks like we can grab above ground water. It's pretty fun. I'm guessing that just means it has to be, like, visible to the sky or something. I don't know. Like, if we put it under here, will we be able to grab it? We don't know. But for now, it looks like we probably should be getting pretty full on slag. Yeah, that looks pretty full. And because we don't have a place to put the burnt slag yet, it's getting stockpiled right there, which is not good. But we can just put away our problems so we can just grab more money, because that'll always solve the problem. And that looks like enough sand that we have right here to get what we need. We only need like an extra $269, I think it is. I don't even know, it's just kind of a guess, but yeah, I think that is right. Or what? Yeah, I think that's right. And hopefully we can get that slag press soon, because yeah, this is a lot of burnt slag that's building up. So basically what we'll probably do is open up this top, have the slag fly up here, drop it down. We got money, then we got spore, and yeah. So I guess we can build the money box for now at least. This is where all the money will fall down to. I'll grab a filter and allow through gold. And then what we'll do is we'll block gold over right here. We'll do 3. And then yeah, that should work pretty well. Now we should have a good area. Actually, we can unlock it right now, so let's do exactly that. We got kinetic slag presses. And there we go. Looks like, so what'll happen is the slag will fall down through here. Wait here, let me hover real quick. There we go. Slag will fall down through there. And yeah, the slag falls down. Seems right. What we'll do is we'll do a thing where we grab the burnt slag and we'll put it through these filters, because the filters kind of like separate it out so it won't get stacked up too much. And we'll also do another thing that also prevents slag from building up too much at the bottom, which is this. So we'll do that. Then what we do is this, and this, and with those combined, we take our thingamajigs here and we just flow them up this way. And yep, that's exactly what we'll do. And let's watch the action happen. Here we go, we got our first few things falling down. And look at all that gold we are getting. Wait, aren't we supposed to have a container for the spore? Yeah, I think we are supposed to have a container for that. But I guess it's fine for now. Kind of. Should probably block that off, shouldn't we? Before anything gets too crazy. Uh-oh, this isn't good. That's a lot of spore. Yeah. This is gonna get pretty bad, isn't it? So we got a triple spore dispenser here for maximum spore dispensing. We'll do every 4 blocks another one of these. And this should be able to store a ton of spore in it. That is not every 4 blocks. And it looks like there's just spore flying through the sky right now. Interesting, that's pretty weird. Then we'll just place one right here for anti-clog, because that just anti-clogs it, kind of. And spore goes flying backwards. And then spore goes flying back that way. And yeah, it all works out well. And why don't we just burn this up again? That should do it. And there we go, we're getting a lot of burnt spore again. We'll get even more money. And why not make this, while we're here, a gigantic money bin? So we'll just have a ton of money flood into here. And now there's just money flying all over the place. So that is great. So you gotta love that money flying all over the place. But there we go. Looks like we got our slag press here. You got a pretty efficient factory. And yeah. You can probably unlock quite a bit now, couldn't we? Let's unlock lights, and now we can unlock drones once we get the money. Maybe even drones too, once we get that. But yeah, we're doing pretty good right now. We'll just do one last rundown of the factory, because why not? So we'll grab a chunk of sand, just like here, and we'll just do a rundown. We got the sand going through here. Drops down right here, and then we got some more right here, and it should all just flow down. And actually we'll just replace these with blocks because we can, and that should just be better. Oh, and we have our sand flying up here, and we're getting some money from that sand that's flying up here. Look at all that money going down, and we got some slag here too, which will end up going through here. We also have a ton of money right here. But back to the slag, it looks like we have some falling down right here. We don't have enough slag to push it down, so we'll just grab it and throw it. But here we go, we got some slag moving through here. Speed this up, I'll just grab it and move it. Doesn't go through there. And it should be able to move through this. Yep, that's correct. It'll go through here, and it might as well burn it too. So, yeah. Oh, and there is one problem with my factory that I forgot to do. It doesn't allow burnt slag through here, so if the slag is already, like, pre-burnt, it won't allow it through here, so I'll do that real quick. And a good way to be able to do this in this game is to do kind of a checkerboard pattern, so every other one, it'll just allow the other. So now it should allow both slag and burnt slag, but the burnt slag will just fall down. And yep, there we go. Here goes the burnt slag, speed up this process, throw it over here. And we can also burn this slag if we want to too, so we'll do that. But we have our slag coming down through here. Bang, bang. We got some spore and some money. And it goes over to here where the spore flies like little birds in the sky. It kind of looks like Flappy Bird. It goes like boing, 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 and boing. So it's pretty cool. We got some more coming down through here. And we do have some fluxite. But I think our goal for this video was to get the kinetic slag press, and maybe we'll do something with the spore next video. But I do think that's going to wrap it up for the video. Go check out the game on Steam. Great game called Sandustry. You can get the demo for free. Gets updated pretty often if you want to play it. Like and sub. And yeah, that's it. So, stay tuned for the next video. See you next time. And bye.